Good evening. Good evening. I welcome you assembled here as well as those joining us online. Typically, I think we have our Morocco students are tuned in, I believe, this evening, and we also have families across the globe. So thank you for joining us online, and we look forward to one day when you can join us on ground. My name is Cynthia Forrest. I'm Vice President for Student Affairs, and it is my pleasure to welcome you this evening. And as you watch and listen to all the awards being presented tonight, it will be very clear that our students have embraced UNE's growth and expanded programs. That growth has created new opportunities for them to excel not only on our beautiful campuses here, Portland, but also in Tangier, Morocco. And I can't wait for many of you to be able to go and visit. We'll learn about exciting accomplishments by undergraduate and graduate school students and their wide-ranging fields of study and research. So prepare to be proud and amazed of our students and the fine work of our faculty and staff who support them in their academic pursuits. And we congratulate all who are being recognized by nomination or awards tonight. And I'd also like to ask the members of the selection committee to please stand and be honored. Audrey Bartholomew, Stephen Bird, David Gay, Karen Hussman, Jennifer Lucier, Mark Nahorny, and Nancy Rankin. Thank you for reviewing. At this time, I'd like to introduce our president, Dr. Danielle Rippich. She is in the 8th year of her journey at UNE, and at the heart of her everyday work is what is best for students. And so this is a special time to celebrate the work that she has done in providing new opportunities, supporting the growth of UNE, and expanding the horizons with her Deep Blue Ocean strategy. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Rippich.
Good evening, students, faculty, staff, family, friends, the whole UNE community, and especially our students and staff and faculty in Morocco. I'm waving to them. I just came back from the dedication. I'm a little jet lagged if I weave a little bit up here. We did go across the blue ocean from Maine to Morocco, and we had a wonderful event, and we made a happy video, and we danced, and the students wore caftans. And so I would encourage you, if you have a chance to study abroad, if you haven't done so here at UNE or in your graduate work, I hope that you take advantage of that and take the opportunity to become global citizens. It's something it's a value that we really hold to here at the university. I'm also really happy, this is the first time that we've held this event in the Alfond Forum, and Mr. Alfond was such a believer in education and young people that he was a wonderful person, and I think of him tonight because I know this would be very meaningful that you all are here. And the other thing I was thinking of as I came in this evening is that this is the 50th anniversary. May of this year is 50 years ago that Dr. Martin Luther King came to the University of New England. It's the only time he spoke in Maine. And if you recall, 1964, it was the year before, in the fall of that year, was the civil rights legislation, that landmark bill that changed forever, transformed this country. He was here as part of a social justice program that the university had. He said that a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a shaper of consensus. And I find that very interesting. I believe that all of you have shaped this institution, just as you've been shaped by your faculty and by your academic work and by the extracurricular activities that you've participated in. You have not only been changed, but you have changed us here at the university. And I know that's true from talking with your faculty, with your coaches, with your advisors. We are impressed with your commitment to academic excellence and to your involvement in the community as a whole, both on campus and in the work that you've done in the community. You're an impressive group of folks, and I look forward. I know everyone here is going to be impressed when they hear of your accomplishments this evening. It's sometimes easy to forget how fortunate we are in this country, and I think being in Morocco helped underline that for me, that we have so much opportunity for learning and for knowledge. It is really a passport to the world, and your education is given to you, but with it comes a responsibility, and you, I hope, will continue to be as generous as you have been in the UNE community as you leave us. And your talents and insights are really needed in this world, and you will be the shapers of the future, as Dr. King said. I hope that you will stand fast to the values that you have held while you've been with us, and that your path will take you many different ways, but we know that what you've learned here will stand you in good stead. Many of you have already evidenced your steadfastness to learning with the accomplishments that we're going to celebrate this evening. And I would like to also thank your parents and friends who are here with us and those that are watching on the video, because we know that their love and support has been there and has carried you this far. And I'd like you to, all the parents, to please stand, and friends, so we can applaud you for your support. Thank you for joining us. I especially like Team UNE here with their UNE sweatshirts. We've got these are really supportive. I also know that if the parents and families will indulge us for a moment, we here at UNE feel like a family, and we care very much for your children that you've sent to us, and they come to us really as children and they leave as young adults. So I would like to ask our faculty and staff, the folks that have motivated you, poked you, prodded you, inspired you to do better, and led you to this evening, would all of our faculty and staff please stand and be recognized and thanked. As commencement is approaching, our graduating seniors, this is the end of another year for our rising students, and it's a good time to both reflect on the past and also to look ahead. And I think it's one of my favorite times of year in the spring. So while we celebrate your present successes, I ask those of you who are still with us to continue your good work. I celebrate those of you that are graduating, because I will have a chance to shake your hand in a couple of weeks, but I hope that you continue to always give your very best, and I want to salute you, and it's so wonderful to be here with you and to honor all of you this evening. Congratulations, and I enjoy looking at your accomplishments tonight. Thank you.
I now would like to invite Amy Haile, Director of Alumni Advancement, and Joe Valenza from the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Cynthia. It is truly an honor to be here this evening and a part of this award ceremony. The Alumni Advancement Office works to keep our 23,000 alumni who are spread all over the world connected to each other and to UNE. We do this through LinkedIn, Facebook, and as well through mailings, emails, and alumni events. We also work with and support the 26 alumni volunteers who make up the UNE St. Francis Alumni Council to fulfill this mission. Representing the classes of 1964 to 2014 and 15 with Sarah Capobianco and Aidan McParlin as student representatives, these alumni leaders share information about UNE with their classmates and help us to better engage with alumni. Currently, the council is working with the Career Services Office on ways to better connect students with alumni who could serve as mentors along their career path, an exciting partnership with a lot of potential. Unfortunately, Greg Paulus was not able to join us this evening, so I would like to introduce Alumni Council member, Moving Forward Campaign Committee member, Campus Center gym rat, bordering on rabid UNE women's basketball fan, and member of the St. Francis class of 1968, Joe Valenza, to present the Alumni Council Essay Scholarship Awards.
Good evening. I was going to give you a little background on the topic we chose for the Alumni Scholarship Essay Contest, but the president has already told you about Dr. Martin Luther King's visit to campus, and apparently presidents are allowed to preempt other speakers. But Dr. Rippage told you that Martin Luther King spoke here 50 years ago on a pivotal issue, the pivotal issue of civil rights. The question we posed to students who are interested in participating in the essay scholarship contest was, what do you see as a pivotal societal issue today? Selecting our winners was a challenge. We had 23 people who participated, and maybe all 23 are winners because participation in and of itself is important. And we finally selected 4 people, and we'd like to honor those 4 people tonight. First, Tyler Vunk. The title of his essay was Compounding Disinterest, Exploring the Student Debt Crisis and the Devaluation of Liberal Arts. Tyler, would you come forward, please? Leslie Barden, come forward, please. Leslie wrote about the pursuit of education and equal opportunities. Carlos Aguirre, I hope I didn't mispronounce that. Carlos. The title of Carlos' essay, Dr. King's Dream Takes on New Meaning. And Morgan Lindeback. Morgan's essay is titled Humanity and the Web, the Importance of Personal Communications. I'm glad when I was here at St. Francis College, I didn't have to compete against these people, because if I did, I wouldn't be standing here today. One final note, I'd encourage all of you who are going to be sophomores and juniors next year to consider participating in the Alumni Essay Scholarship Contest. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Betsy Francis-Connolly. I'm the Dean of the College of Health Professions. It's my pleasure this evening to introduce you to the range of national and international honor societies and organizations into which the University of New England students have been inducted. Looking at the listings in your program, you will see that our students are well represented in these organizations, which select only the strongest academic performers in their respective disciplines. We are pleased to be affiliated with these societies that honor overall academic achievement as well as in their disciplines, including scholar athletes, history, occupational therapy, and psychology. In addition, UNE is pleased to honor students by nominating them for selection in Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. The names of the students inductees for all of these organizations are listed in your program starting on page 7, and they are impressive. I would like to ask all of the students who are honored members to stand and be recognized. Well done, thank you.
We're going to stray from the order of the awards as printed in your program tonight for a very special reason, which is related to time and place. I would ask Dr. Jerry Mullen, Professor of Chemistry, to come to the podium to explain and present the Sophomore Award for Academic Excellence.
Thank you, Dr. Forrest, and good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be called upon to present the Sophomore Award for Academic Excellence to an outstanding second-year student. As your program indicates, this award is usually presented near the end of the program as an indication of its significance, but as Dr. Forrest indicated, we have complications this time related to time and place. We're not doing this just to confuse you and do things out of order. As to time, this year's awardee is a very sensible, early to bed, early to rise kind of person. So very dedicated to her studies, as her stellar academic record demonstrates. Now, you may think that the current time here is not terribly late, even for an early riser, but that brings us to the issue of place. Our winner this year is in a different time zone. About 5 hours ahead of us. So she's in the group of pioneering students who are currently among the first contingent of students studying on our Tangier campus, where it's probably about midnight. So hopefully our co-conspirators have kept her up to this hour. I'm very pleased to announce that the award this year goes to Megan Perry, who has maintained an outstanding academic record while pursuing a double major in biochemistry and applied mathematics. I met Megan in what might have been her very first class at UNE, my 9 a.m. General Chemistry 1 course. Megan stuck it out and took the second semester with me as well, and her performance in each of those courses was simply excellent. She's now completing the second semester of organic chemistry in Morocco and has been one of the go-to people that her fellow students seek out for help, questions, etc. on the material, which is pretty important given the challenging circumstances of the course there this semester. And Megan is no slouch when it comes to taking on significant academic work. I've indicated her double major, and this semester she's taking organic chemistry, physics, genetics, and having time to explore in her exotic environment. One thing that I did want to mention about Megan that's somewhat unusual for someone winning this award for a second-year student is that she's already been very involved in significant, meaningful research. She approached me in her first year about doing research in my laboratory, and although I rarely take students in their first year because of the exacting nature of the laboratory work, the groundwork for which is typically laid in third-year lab courses, I decided to have her join the research group, and I was just totally impressed with her ability to learn the experimental techniques very quickly. I usually start new research students by having them study a well-characterized system where I know what the answers should be, and after a couple of introductory experiments, Megan was getting results that were of publishable quality. It was very impressive, and she was able to analyze all of her data, pull it all together, do the calculations, and make very, very useful presentations, summaries. Very impressive accomplishment for a first-year student. So, Megan, I hope you're watching out there across the ocean. I'm glad that Dr. Kierstead and I encouraged you to submit the paperwork for this award when we were on the subway going to do organic lab in Seville. And one other thing, I also want to wish you a happy birthday. This happens to be Megan's birthday. So hopefully she's up, has a couple of things now to celebrate today. And I also want to thank our co-conspirators and hope they kept her up for this award. So unfortunately, she's not here to share it with us, but maybe is virtually. Thank you.
I now invite Dr. G. Hay, who is the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to come to the podium to introduce awards recognizing outstanding students in each of the College of Arts and Sciences academic departments. Please note that awards for the undergraduate students in the Westbrook College of Health Profession programs will be announced at their pinning and awards ceremonies next month. So, Dr. Hay.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for coming. This is one of the most special days and evenings of this school year when we get to recognize the amazing academic achievement of our students. There are many of them to recognize, so we're going to try to do it efficiently. Every year we ask all the departments and the faculty, and I wanted to say I'm so thrilled that there are so many faculty here, and I want to encourage the students here, please take advantage of having your family and friends here and your faculty mentors. Take advantage of this opportunity to get them to meet each other. It's a really, two important people, or a number of important people in your lives that I hope you can connect. Each department is asked to recognize their shining star. And in the College of Arts and Sciences, we have many shining stars in the very many programs that we offer. So I'm going to be calling up the presenters, and I'd ask you to be ready. Oh, you're already ready. And ask the students to come up. There's also a pink check mark up here, students, if you can please stand there to get a nice picture to commemorate this event. And as I said, we'll try to move quickly. I begin by inviting Professor Bistra Nikiforova from the Department of Arts and Communications to join me at the podium. And while she does, I'm going to act in the stead of the acting chair of that department to make the award for the art department. The recipient isn't able to be here tonight, but her name is Alexis Wells, and she's receiving the award for the art department. Alexis developed a personal major in art and art therapy. She's both an outstanding artist and devoted soccer athlete. Her strengths lie in her ability to visually articulate what is in her mind and to make incredible ceramic sculptures and beautifully painted landscapes in oils. She has worked with the Art Band and with underprivileged kids in an afternoon art therapy club in Biddeford. She's unable to attend tonight, as I said, because she is attending an entrepreneurial conference all the way in Nevada. So we congratulate Alexis, and I welcome Professor Nikiforova to give the communication.
Good evening. I'm giving an award for Outstanding Communication Major. I'm not going to give a speech that I written particularly for tonight. I'm going to read you a recommendation that I gave to Mallory for her current internship at the local NBC station in Portland. I believe that this recommendation represents what liberal arts education is truly. And I believe that Mallory really is the embodiment of good liberal arts education. Here it is. A recommendation for Miss Mallory Stanton. Dear Miss Mo, with the following letter, I would like to highly recommend Mallory Stanton for your position as a WCSH 6 news intern. It is not enough to say that Mallory is a stellar student. Miss Stanton is not among the top 5% of the best communication majors. Miss Stanton is the student with the highest GPA in the program. And while her overall grades show her strong preparation in the communication field, it is her broad intellectual knowledge that justify those grades. The strongest trait in Mallory's personality is her open-mindedness and intellectual curiosity. She reads a lot beyond the required class readings and always brings interesting points of view both in class discussion and assignments. Mallory often uses her own experiences abroad as examples to provoke active discussions about intercultural communication and global relations. In the past few years, Mallory has been expanding her knowledge and skills in the field of journalism. For the past year, she has been a regular contributor to the student newspaper Northeastern News. And in the summer of 2013, Ms. Stanton completed an internship with Democracy Now! In their headquarters in New York City. There, Mallory had an opportunity to get a feeling of what it means to work in a big broadcasting organization and keep up with the beat of the latest news and most pressing issues. The news intern position at the local Portland station will be a great opportunity for Mallory to gain more focused experience on news gathering and news journalism. So she is completing this current internship now, and hopefully in the fall she will be working somewhere in New York City for a journalism company. It's my great pleasure to give the award to Mallory.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. I now invite Dr. Jerry Fox, Acting Chair of the Biology Department, to make the awards for the Biology Department.
Hey, Stina and Sandy. Stina, you should be here, just saying. Could I have Kristin M and Janithri Wickramanayaka to the stage, please? The Department of Biology would like to recognize these two students for their high standards in scholarship, research, and involvement. These students have been described from their faculty members as organized, bright, responsible, dependable, and simply awesome. And there is one common thread, one noun that is used for both of these, and that's volunteers. So from the Department of Biology, we would like to, for biological sciences, Janithri Wickramanayaka. And for medical biology, Kristin M.
Thank you and congratulations. May I please invite Professors Beth Richardson, Chair of the Department of Business, and Dr. Rick LaRue to come forward to make the presentations for the Business Department.
Could I ask Aaron Chrisman to come up, please? Aaron, are you here? Oh, no. All right, well, I'm going to tell you what I was going to tell you about her anyway. We honored Erin tonight. She's perhaps one of the highest performing and achieving business students we've graduated from UNE. She exhibits, and many of you who know her know this, a very quiet confidence, but a very determined work ethic and an articulate manner that really makes her a true role model to the rest of our business administration students. So I'm pleased to award this plaque in recognition of academic excellence in business administration to Erin Chrisman. Let's give her a hand in absentia. Thank you.
Good evening. I'd like to invite Natalie Hardman to this podium, please. It's my pleasure to introduce and let you recognize our outstanding sport management student. Natalie arrived from Iowa in the middle of the year and now at this stage has the rare credit of actually earning a degree in 7 semesters. At the same time, she's done exceptionally well as both an academic and student athlete. And we're really pleased to recognize her at this time with this plaque from the Department of Business. Natalie?
Thank you and congratulations. Next, we'll be hearing from the Department of Chemistry and Physics, and I invite the department's chair, Dr. Stephen Fox, to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Department of Chemistry and Physics, I would like to invite our outstanding student this year, Margaret J. Williams, to join me on the stage. As Margaret approaches, I'd like to introduce her. First and perhaps foremost, Margaret is naturally modest and gracious. Also, like a top student, she excels in the application of knowledge learned from her classes. Like a scholar, she is guided by inquiry and her interests. Like an ambassador, she explores her interests through travel. For example, in the fall of 2013, as one of 7 students chosen from the United States, she represented the American Chemical Society at the United Nations Framework Convention of Climate Change 19th Conference in Warsaw, Poland. Lastly, like a leader, Margaret engages with others. As a teaching assistant for organic chemistry, as a presence at the Department of Chemistry and Physics recruitment events such as open houses and accepted student days, and as a force at our chemistry club events. And recently, I have to say this, she co-coordinated a trivia luncheon, which personally I found to be absolutely awesome. I love trivia, but Margaret and the chemistry club did a simply superb job of presenting it. In all of these things, Margaret has given of herself. She has made a unique and personal impression, and she has made a difference to everyone involved. So, as a top student, a scholar, an ambassador, and a leader, Margaret represents the outstanding student for 2014 from the Department of Chemistry and Physics.
Okay, so this is where the chemistry chair and the dean have a difference of heights. Next, I would like to welcome Professor Douglas Lynch, the chair of the Education Department, to make the award for outstanding student there.
Would Adele Saunders please come up? Welcome. On behalf of the faculty of the Education Department, I would like to announce that Adele is the Education Department Outstanding Elementary Level Student. As an elementary teacher, Adele is faced with helping students from a very wide range of ages, personalities, learning styles, and academic levels. She's gifted in how she makes learning come alive. Her cooperating teacher wrote, "Adele loves children, and it's evident in every interaction. She's a hard worker who strives to do her best for every child. She's eager for feedback to improve. When I gave her the feedback, she would come in the next day trying out and incorporating whatever strategy we discussed. She found a way to maintain her truly loving nature and find her voice as a teacher and facilitator of learning with young students. Always at the forefront was what was best for the children. She understands that teaching is a profession where continual reflection is necessary day to day. It's a pleasure working with her and watching her blossom into a capable and captivating young educator of young children." And now will Hillary Cusack come up? Welcome. On behalf of the education faculty of the Education Department, Hillary is our outstanding secondary level student. In addition to her exemplary academic work, Hillary is an outstanding secondary teacher who integrates academic content across disciplinary boundaries, posing enduring and intriguing questions and engaging students in novel ways. She truly brings her liberal arts education alive. This is not easy with middle school and high school students. She relates very well to both students and the professional staff. An experienced administrator who worked with her says, quote, "Hillary is competent, hardworking, understands best teaching practices. She motivates the kids and wants to keep working to become a great teacher. She understands and relates to kids. I would hire her in a heartbeat." Yeah.
Thank you and congratulations. Let's get that school on the line for Hillary's future. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Susan McHugh, Chair of the English Department.
It's my pleasure and honor to call Hillary Cusack back up here. I remember Hillary as a first semester freshman, so it has been delightful to watch her progress. In addition to all of the wonderful things that Doug Lynch has just said about Hillary as an education student, I can add that Hillary has just been an enthusiastic and involved, active member of all of the clubs and organizations that support literature and the arts on campus as well, including but not limited to Zephyr, which is UNE's Journal of Artistic Expression. She's been on the editorial board of that for years, and this year she's been the president of UNE's English Club, for which, as part of which, she organized the most vibrant and well-attended poetry night last week, in addition to completing her student teaching and long-term substitute teaching in the Biddeford High School. But it's as a scholar that I think it's important for me to have you all recognize Hillary's accomplishments. She was an early inductee into the History Honor Society, and last summer presented her independent research at the Shore Symposium on campus, as well as this spring at the Northeast Undergraduate Research Symposium, or NERDS as we fondly call it. And her research was on Sherlock Holmes in literature, not on education. It was a very involved, in-depth study of Arthur Conan Doyle's famous fictional detective. So as part of that, in addition to the plaque and certificate, I have a present to give you on behalf of my colleagues, for which I'm requiring you to read. Spoiler alert, it is a key fob, but you must read aloud the address to which this gives you access.
21 Baker Street.
Congratulations, Hillary.
That's really great. We'll see if he's fictional once you tell us where that key gets you to. So many congratulations. Next, I would like to welcome the chair of our Department of Environmental Studies, Professor Pam Morgan.
And if I could call Kelsey Willett up so that I can say nice things with her up here right next to me, that would be great. Come on up, Kelsey. So Kelsey is a senior environmental studies major and an education minor from Winthrop, Maine. She has a very high GPA and is a member of the Alpha Chi Honor Society. But in addition to her academic accomplishments, Kelsey has been involved in environmental and social activism while a student at UNE. She has served as vice president of the student environmental group Earth's Echo. She's participated as a member of UNE's Habitat for Humanity Club. She was one of UNE's resident eco-reps in her dormitory. And this past year, she has served as policy and education coordinator for Fossil-Free UNE, the UNE Divestment Committee. This year, also, Kelsey was selected as the recipient of the Camden Conference Matthew R. Simmons Scholarship. Some of you probably don't know the Camden Conference, but it's a professionally run 3-day affair that boasts world experts and top-notch speakers. And Kelsey was chosen for this prestigious award to attend the conference, all expenses paid. The theme of this year's 27th annual conference was the global politics of food and water. And in a newspaper article that I read about the conference, they talked about Kelsey, and the author said that all students applying for the scholarship were asked to submit a short essay as to why they would like to attend the conference. And Kelsey wrote, "The conference will help me understand more about the political issues of food and water around the globe, which I can then relate back to my work. I am especially interested to learn about how politics differ globally in relation to this topic and how I might be able to make a difference in that sector. And I have no doubt that Kelsey will make a difference as she leaves UNE and goes out into the world, and we will miss her very much." Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. We have a number of presenters coming out of a single department. I'll bring them up one by one. First, I'd like to welcome the chair of the Department of History and Philosophy, Dr. Beth DeWolf, who will be making the presentation for history. Thank you.
Good evening. Tonight I am pleased to honor 2 excellent students who share one award. I'd like to invite Danny Hoy and Annalisa Ferrante to join me on the stage. And as they, oh yes, they deserve applause. What makes Danny and Annalisa special is that both of them sought a personalized focus to the history major. Annalisa in culinary history and Danny in East Asian history. Both used term papers in their senior capstones to delve into their areas, a cultural history of the lobster, a curriculum unit on East Asian geography. Both studied abroad, Annalisa in Italy and Danny in Japan. Both took on career experiences, an internship in a culinary history bookstore, student teaching in the local schools. Both are members of the Phi Alpha Theta National History Honor Society. Both are sociology minors, and both are going on to bigger things. Annalisa will be attending graduate school in gastronomy at Boston University, and Danny will be teaching in Japan. We could not be prouder of both of them. Congratulations, Annalisa and Danny, our outstanding students in history.
Oh, I'm supposed to get in between.
Go ahead.
Like a singing group.
Thank you and congratulations. I hope you bring that gastronomy back during alumni events. Next, I welcome Professor Brian Duff, who will be presenting for our program in Liberal Studies.
Jen Livingston, could you come up? So while Jen's on her way up, I'm presenting the award for Outstanding Student in Liberal Studies. Liberal Studies is an interdisciplinary major here at UNE. Pulls together classes from a number of departments, including philosophy, history, and political science, my field. I remember when Jen was a freshman, I tried to talk her into being a poli-sci major. I was like, you know, liberal studies, it sounds a little community college-y. And she was like, no, Duff, I'm just interested in too many things. I remember. So, and Jen has done incredibly well in all of these fields as an undergraduate. Jen is, she's sporty, she's funny, she's super sharp, and she's kind of deep. She doesn't like to get too deep. She pulls back. But, and she knows more about movies than any undergraduate I've ever encountered. She just finished, or she'll give me tomorrow, a senior thesis, which it kind of looks at the way the culture of sports resonates with the culture of politics. And, you know, she finds in that a real indictment of our politics, but what's especially impressive is she also finds in that like sort of a visceral call for something greater in our politics, and she's very insightful and eloquent about it. And Jen what's next for her is grad school and education. And there's a recent book came out last year it's called The Smartest Kids in the World, and it's about what makes schools great in the countries where schools are the most effective. And what they found was the common denominator is teachers who are really talented and really dedicated. And I know Jen is going to be exactly that kind of teacher. Please join me in congratulating her.
Thank you and congratulations. Finally, from this department, I'd like to welcome Professor David Livingston Smith to talk about philosophy.
Dan and Alex, come up. I don't know which of you is first. It's going to appear on this screen. Alex. Okay. So, Alex Campbell came to this university as a science major, but he soon saw the light. After his first couple of weeks in an introductory philosophy class, he fell in love with the discipline and wanted to major in it. There was just one catch: we don't have a philosophy major. Well, that was an easy obstacle to overcome. Alex created his own personal major. And he has really demonstrated quite impressively his dedication to this topic. In fact, I'd say that Alex is the only student I've ever had who would come into class really, really tired because he had been up late the other night, not partying, but watching philosophy lectures on YouTube. So, Alex, it's a joy to give you this. And because Alex is a genuine scholar, I'll give him something that's more meaningful than a plaque, which is a book.
Oh, well, thank you.
Dan, Dan, for anyone in my department, Dan is just a joy to have in class. He is articulate, he is intelligent, and he is engaged. And there's something really important about Dan, something that makes him quite special. You may or may not know that philosophy is a peculiar discipline. Although classed as one of the humanities, it's just as closely related to the sciences as it is to the traditional humanities. And in a class where one does philosophy of science, naturalistic philosophy, it's really important and very rare to have students who are deeply scientifically literate, but also enamored with and capable of abstract conceptual thought and appreciate the subtle patterns of inference that go into philosophizing. And Dan is one of those students. So, Dan, a fine scientific mind and a fine philosophical mind in one. It's a great pleasure, Dan. And hold on, not so fast. You two get a book.
Is that one of your books, Dr. Smith?
No.
No? Oh, good. He has many.
Give them something more valuable.
Oh, no. This faculty member is author of many books. I want to especially congratulate and say how happy I am that Alex Campbell is graduating. As he knows, he shares the name of one of my department chairs and faculty members, so he's been getting emails about important meetings with me for the last 3 years, and that won't be happening anymore unless your UNE email follows you. So many congratulations. Next, we move to our Department of Marine Sciences, and I'd like to welcome Dr. Kathy Ono and Associate Dean Charles Tilburg. Thank you.
So it's my pleasure to present the Department of Marine Sciences Outstanding Student Award to Nicole Hunter. Nicole, are you here? So while she's getting up here, Nicole is the only undergrad who has ever volunteered for 2 years in a row to go out to the field with me. We study seals out in the middle of winter in the snow and wrestle them and tag them and measure them, so yay, Nicole. Nicole's also been involved in MARC, the Marine Animal Rehab Center, for all 4 years of her tenure here at UNE. Recently, last December, she presented a poster on her honors thesis at an international meeting for the Society of Marine Mammalogy in Dunedin, New Zealand. So that's pretty good. And she's taken a lot of classes from me and also from Leah Beimers. And so I'm going to use some of Leah's words to sort of represent the marine science faculty, the way we feel about Nicole in our classrooms. So Leah says, after registration, when I look to see who is in my classes, I say yay when I see Nicole's name because her presence in class makes it better. She is a model of what I wish all students would be, always prepared. Her attention to detail and work ethic are fantastic. She contributes significantly to class discussions and encourages others. She goes on to say that Nicole is a rare combination. She is an intellectual marvel, but she is also humble, helpful, and kind, a team player when she really could play all the positions on the team with ease. So, congratulations, Nicole.
So I think we have the award for the longest name for an award, the Outstanding Graduate Student Award for Excellence in Teaching in Grades K through 12 Classrooms. And that is Chris Goodchild. Come up here. There are many things that I could say about Chris and about his teaching ability, but I think a simple story is the best. I remember I was walking towards the Marine Science Center, and in front of me, it looked like there were 20 or 30 students who were maybe second or third grade, and they were running around like crazy, and there was one that was looking up and talking intently. Chris was walking right next to him, looking down, not paying attention to anything else but this one student. And I think that symbolizes his dedication to his students. That symbolizes the fact that he cares so much about his students that he would block out everything else just to listen to the one question that this student had. And I could talk about a lot of other things, but I'm going to leave it at that. Congratulations, Chris.
Congratulations. I just hope any of those other students you weren't watching weren't starting fires or anything like that. There were other teachers there. Okay. Congratulations. That's a great story. Next, it's my pleasure to welcome Professor Susan Gray, Chair of the Math Department. I should say correctly, Department of Applied Mathematics.
Good evening. I'm very pleased to be able to present the award for Outstanding Student in Mathematics. Would Joe Langen please come up and join me? Joe has a double major in applied mathematics and marine science. He excels in both. He uses mathematics in his marine science research. His high level of achievement in advanced mathematics and statistics courses has been especially noteworthy. He has also earned the distinction of receiving a Goldwater Scholarship for academic achievement, and he was recently inducted into the Alpha Chi Honor Society. Joe has a deep intellectual curiosity about mathematics. He seeks answers independently and persists in working on challenging problems. He's conversant about the details of his immediate research, but he also has the insight to be able to think about their far-reaching implications. Now, Joe is also an excellent citizen of the College of Arts and Sciences. He will enthusiastically take you on a tour of the Marine Science Center, and he'll be able to explain not only his own research, but that of other students who are working there as well. He's been a moving force in our math club, increasing the significance and scope of its activities during his tenure as president. And beyond all this, Joe's been a strong supporter of our double major in mathematics and marine science. So for all these ways that Joe has distinguished himself, please join me in congratulating him as the outstanding student in mathematics.
Congratulations, Joe. I also know Joe was part of the capturing of the, what was it, James, like a 40-foot sturgeon? Maybe not 40 feet, but something like that. That was a really big news around here. So as you can see, Joe finds himself in many places. Next, I'd like to welcome my colleague in the Department of Political Science, Professor Ali Abdulatif Amira.
Okay. Good evening, and I'm going to try for a change to make my presentation very brief, except that I wrote something and I left it in my office, so God may help me. Okay. On behalf of the faculty of the Department of Political Science, it's my pleasure to share with you our selection for the most outstanding political science student this year, and I would like to ask Zachary Rio to come to the stage. This is a brilliant student who exemplifies excellence. He is has the highest GPA in our major. He also has terrific work ethics. He's also very, very good in working with others and making other students, look good and helping them. And above all, he's a very, very delightful young man who, because of his hard work and intelligence and also ability to grow, managed to achieve the most outstanding status in our program. Also, Zachary, I have to say, not only outstanding students in his poli-sci major, he was also majored in another major, psychology, and he's also outstanding in the second major as well. Zachary, this afternoon, just defended, which is, I'm sure, good news for him, his thesis and passed his oral exam in front of our faculty. His thesis is very much an example of how excellent and how outstanding Zachary is. It's a thesis on the disciplining American soldiers, and he compared 3 wars and their impact on ordinary soldiers and their traumatic stress disorder. And just to give you an example and evidence of how outstanding Zachary is, his internship place where he spent a year ago, were so impressed by him, they hired him and also agreed to pay for his graduate studies later on. So we're talking about a very, very brilliant young man whom we have the good luck of mentoring him and grooming him to reach his potential beyond any limitation. And I think he could shine anywhere he could go. Congratulations to Zachary.
I'd like to ask Zachary to stay on the podium and invite Dr. Linda Morrison from the Department of Psychology to join him.
Good evening. It's my distinct pleasure tonight to award the 3 outstanding students in the 3 majors in our department. The psychology department houses, of course, the major in psychology, but also the interdisciplinary majors of animal behavior and neuroscience. I'm going to start with the outstanding senior in animal behavior, and I'd like to call Lindsay Lavin to the stand. I'm just going to move this a little. Good job making your mark. I have many wonderful things to say about all our students, but again, I was asked to be brief. So I'm just going to say a couple things about each one of them. Lindsay is the highest GPA earner in the major this year. She also has worked under the mentorship of Dr. Teresa Javodzinski for 2 years in her lab. And I heard that very recently you made a decision about where you're going to go next year. We are so proud of Lindsay. As an animal behavior major, she carefully planned her curriculum to the pre-vet prerequisites, and not only was she accepted at 1 veterinary school, but 2, which is quite a feat. It's one of the hardest graduate programs to get accepted into. She was accepted at Tufts, yes, Tufts, and also Cornell. And I heard today that she has decided, I hope I'm going to say this right, correct me if I'm wrong, to go to Cornell. So, yeah. Someone was laughing at me earlier and said, are you going to cry this year at the awards? And this is my goal, not to cry. So please join me in congratulating Lindsay. The second award I'm going to be charged with giving this evening is the Outstanding Senior in Neuroscience. And I'm not sure, but is Stephanie Bruhl here? Stephanie? Yes, awesome. Good job. You must have snuck in. Stephanie is a high GPA earner, of course, as all our students this evening are, but also she's worked in the research lab of Dr. Colin Willis for the last several years, co-authoring papers with him. And I understand you're working on a grant. Yes. She's so busy, I had to remind her of that. But I'm so pleased to be offering. I really loved having you in class. So I just wanted to say that too, just publicly. And I'm so pleased to be offering, and please join me in congratulating Stephanie, outstanding senior neuroscience. The last award I'm giving this evening is for the outstanding senior in the psychology major. So I think I saw him snuck in. Is Alex Bellows in the room? Alex, would you please join me? I have been bothering Alex for a week to make sure he came. He actually just got off a shift. He works nights and comes to school days, and I'm going to tell you in a minute about why, but glad you made it. Thank you for coming. Alex has been working for the last several years in the research lab of Dr. Julie Peterson, looking at close relationships and trust. He also has done an internship at a place called the Morrison House under the direction of Professor Nancy Rankin, where he works with dually diagnosed patients with substance abuse and mental health issues. And in January, he was offered a full-time position to begin at the end of his academic year. I think he might have already started it because he's always tired. But I'm so pleased and honored because I think the world of this young man to be giving him the Outstanding Senior Award in Psychology. So please join me in congratulating him.
Congratulations to all the winners from the Department of Psychology. Next, I'd like to welcome Dr. Stephen Bird and Dr. Alex Campbell from the Department of Society, Culture, and Languages.
Come on over, Alex. Let's make this a team. This is fun, really. Benjamín, vámonos. Katz, vámonos. Adelante. The Foreign Language Award is granted to our department's most exemplary foreign language student who embodies excellence in wanting to improve their foreign language skills inside and outside the classroom. Our winner today, Benjamin Katz, is one of the most exemplary and memorable foreign language students that I have had in my 15-year teaching career. His enthusiasm for speaking Spanish inside and outside of the classroom was simply remarkable and infectious. Every time he saw me in the hallway, he practiced his Spanish, and I thank him deeply for him. Simply put, this man is the life of the fiesta. So let's have a big fiesta for our outstanding foreign language student for 2014, Señor Benjamín Katz. Wingman.
Okay. I am delighted, oops, a little bit shorter. I am delighted to present this year's Outstanding Sociology Award to Cecilia French. Where are you, Cecilia? Cece is a double major in sociology and medical biology. It goes without saying that she has a fabulous GPA, is a member of Alpha Chi, and is actually co-president this year. She's held countless leadership positions on campus, from her role as resident advisor to her involvement in Immune. And I first got to know Cece when she was a student in my medical sociology class. And I quickly realized that our department needed to snag Cece for ourselves, and thus ensued a campaign to encourage Cece to double major, and I'm so glad she did. So luckily for us, Cece came on board, and it's typical of Cece, she became thoroughly involved and engaged in the community of the department, and also more formally as a teaching assistant and my research assistant. Cece is known for her incredible organizational skills as well as her incredible work ethic. And I can attest to that, as she's a bit of a taskmaster in relation to my own research. Other faculty members in the department comment on Cece's brilliance, with one faculty stating that he has never seen or never come across such an outstanding writing, never seen such outstanding writing in an undergraduate student. It was no surprise to us that Cece was accepted into the Masters of Public Health program at Columbia University this year. Though in true Cece style, she is turning down this Ivy League opportunity to pursue her MPH at Boston University instead. Wherever Cece goes, we know that she shall shine, and we congratulate you. Here is your plaque.
Congratulations, that's so exciting. Finally, for the College of Arts and Sciences, I'd like to welcome Professor Jenny Denbo, who will be presenting for our program in Women and Gender Studies.
So I would like to invite Katie Labby to the stage, please. So Katie is the recipient of this year's Outstanding Student in Women's and Gender Studies. I've had the privilege of getting to know Katie quite well over the past 4 years. We actually started at UNE at the same time, and I think she's taken almost every course that I offer. Let me give you 2 words to describe Katie: unconventional and bold. And these turn out to be 2 qualities that are very good for the study of politics and gender studies, her 2 sort of focuses here at UNE. She's always pushing, critical and deep insights in class. She often uses humor not to deflect or diffuse arguments, but actually to illuminate issues, and I think in a way that a lot of her classmates really appreciate. The Faculty of Women and Gender Studies are really especially impressed by her passion and commitment to issues of gender and justice. I couldn't be more pleased to offer this award to Katie, so join me in congratulating Katie on this accomplishment.
Thank you. Let me just say I appreciate everybody's participation. What you've just seen here tonight is not only extraordinary, the accomplishments these students have made, but really just the tip of the iceberg. So I'd like to just ask quickly if all the award winners from the College of Arts and Sciences could stand so we can give you one rousing round of applause. I'm so, so proud of all of you and of your faculty mentors. Thank you.
Here at UNE, we are a community that celebrates, values, and nurtures excellence in many forms. Our students and faculty are so engaged that it takes 2 events to recognize leadership and service, the first of which took place on April 13th, our U Lead Award. At that event, our undergraduate student government presented many of their awards listed on the back of your program. For these honors, nominations were submitted by undergraduate students across the Biddeford campus. One of their awards was saved for presentation at this ceremony. And at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. James Coble, University of New England's Provost and Senior Vice President.
Thank you, Dr. Forrest. Good evening. We're going to turn the tables a little bit here, and I'm here to tell you about the Debra J. Summers Award for Teaching Excellence. And I hope you can tell tonight that we are a university that's very student-centered. But student success really depends on having a strong faculty, and I can promise you that this university is filled with dozens and dozens of talented, hardworking, and dedicated faculty. And our faculty not only focus on student learning, but they're also very dedicated to helping our students grow as people. That's very important to us. Their teaching must be current, of course. We ask that they generate new knowledge through their scholarship. But teaching and scholarship are just part of what we ask our faculty to do. Teachers must also instill passion in their students, to inspire the students to learn and to grow, and to be able to realize their dreams. Deborah Summers was such a professor. She taught in the business department and sadly passed away in an accident in 1997. So this award was created by students and named for Deborah. It's given to a professor who has inspired and motivated students to realize their full potential. Undergraduate students across the Biddeford campus submit nominations. Nominees submit personal statements, and an undergraduate student government committee selects the recipient. So this is a really big deal. I welcome Erin Bibber, Vice President of the Undergraduate Student Government, to come to the podium to present the Debra J. Summers Award for Teaching Excellence. Erin?
The 2014 Debra J. Summers Award for Teaching Excellence goes to Dr. Kristin M. Burkholder, Assistant Professor in the Department of Biology. One student wrote, and this is indicative of others, Dr. Burkholder is a fantastic professor who is truly passionate about microbiology. Going into microbiology last semester, I was anxious about the class. It turned out to be one of the classes that I look forward to going to because Dr. Burkholder's excitement for the subject was almost infectious. She listened to the students in my class and did everything she could to help everyone understand. She is truly one of the best professors I have ever had. Congratulations, Dr. Burkholder.
The time has arrived to present university awards to undergraduate and graduate students for excellence in academics, leadership, service to UNE, and the greater community, sportsmanship, accomplishments in the global area, as well as research. Nominations from many of these awards are submitted by faculty and staff. Nominees in certain categories are asked to complete an award profile for review by an awards selection committee of administrators and faculty. To have been nominated for any of these awards is indeed an honor in itself. So congratulations to all of the nominees who are listed in your program, and we would ask you to stand at this time and be recognized. To present the Scholar Athlete Award, we would invite Kim Allen, Director of Athletics, to the podium.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to invite Angie Brunette up to this stage. Our female recipient was a four-year member of our volleyball team who served as a team captain her final 2 seasons. An occupational therapy and Dean's List student, she's currently pursuing a Master's of Science degree in that discipline and is a member of Alpha Chi. She was voted the 2013 Commonwealth Coast Conference Senior Scholar Athlete of the Year, is a 3-time academic all-conference selection, and a member of Chi Alpha Sigma National Student Athlete Honor Society. On the court, Angie was a 3-time all-conference selection and was ranked in the top 10 of 3 statistical categories this season. In the community, she was equally as impressive. During her 4 years at UNE, she has been involved in more than 25 community service projects. She is also a nominee for the 2014 NCAA Woman of the Year Award, which is one of the most prestigious awards you can get from the NCAA. This year's female senior scholar athlete of the year is Angie Brunette. Would Andrew Emery please come join me? I'll talk while he walks. Our male recipient was a 4-year member of the golf team who will be graduating summa cum laude with a degree in medical biology and a minor in business administration. He is a George Mitchell Scholar, a member of Alpha Chi and Chi Alpha Sigma National Student Athlete Honor Society, and a nominee for the Commonwealth Coast Senior Scholar Athlete of the Year for golf, which they will announce later this week, and we think he's got a real good chance. On the golf course, he posted a stroke average of just over 80 for his 4-year career, including a team best average of 78.63 his sophomore year. In 2012, he placed 4th out of 105 Division III competitors at the New England Intercollegiate Golf Championship. He is one of UNE's orientation leaders and has volunteered for the Kennebunkport EMS as well as the American Legion Post in his hometown. After graduation, he has been accepted to the University of Connecticut School of Medicine. This year's male senior scholar athlete of the year is Andrew Emery.
The Experiential Education Award was created by the Offices of Student Internships, Global Education, and Service Learning. It honors a student or students who pursued and achieved diverse academic experiences pertinent to the liberal arts education, including internships, civic engagement, research, and global education. Beth DeWolf, please join me for presenting this award.
I am very pleased to re-invite to the stage Annalisa Ferrante. This award honors the student who broadens and deepens their education through experiences beyond the classroom. And I'm pleased to honor Annalisa, a student who has a passion for history and a passion for food history. Through her studies, she added a richness to her history major by, as you've heard, studying abroad in Italy, by undertaking an internship with an antiquarian bookseller, by presenting her research at the undergrad symposium. In short, by taking the best advantage of the many experiences UNE offers in and out of the classroom to forge a personal curriculum meaningful to her and her life goals. Annalisa, I congratulate you and wish you the best of luck at my alma mater, Boston University.
The Global Education Award was created to honor any undergraduate student who's demonstrated an exemplary commitment to global citizenship by participating in UNE global education programs such as a semester or year abroad, faculty-led courses, volunteer programs, or internships abroad. Would all nominees for this award please stand and be recognized? And Emily Dragon will present the winner.
Congratulations to all the nominees and all the other award winners tonight. So many of the winners of other awards have also participated in global programs, so we're really thrilled for all of you. I'm honored to present this Global Education Award to Jeanette De Silva. Jeanette, please come up. In the fall of her sophomore year, Jeanette was part of the inaugural group of students in Sevilla on our very first UNE semester abroad program there.
As a medical biology major, her experience studying both sciences and language and culture while abroad has helped to pave the way for many more UNE students going to Sevilla and to Tangier. Since returning from Spain, Jeanette has worked in the Global Education Office with us as a peer global advisor, sharing her expertise and passion for travel with many other students. Last year, she also participated in the Global Citizenship course to Peru with Dr. Bird, where she volunteered in clinics. And this year, she traveled to Belize with Dr. Fox as part of the Coral Reef Ecology course. On top of all of this, Jeanette is also on the Dean's List, works as an aide at an assisted living home, is a senior building manager, is on student government, and is probably one of the most fashionable people at UNE. And I could go on and on and on. Please congratulate me on Jeanette.
The Community Service Award is presented to a Biddeford campus undergraduate student who's demonstrated an exemplary commitment to serve others in the university or greater community. Academic achievement must also have been demonstrated. Joining me to present that award is Dr. Stephen Bird.
Ahora vámonos, Kate. Adelante. Kate LeGrand, ¿dónde estás? Pásale. Our awardee today has covered an enormous amount of ground within UNE, within the local community, and within the global community. She was a founder and president of the Immune Club. She has been a volunteer for Mid-Maine Homeless Shelter in Waterville, and she has been a medical volunteer in Latin America, logging over 150 hours of community service in low-income villages and clinics in Ecuador, Guatemala, and Peru. Last summer, she was awarded a 3-month internship in Cusco, working for United Planet. While there, she authored a 36-page booklet titled Student Volunteer's Guide to Cusco, Peru, where she describes ideal community service as flexible, tolerant, compassionate, and shows initiative in the project. She writes about the importance of community service with the following wisdom: your impact on the community is larger than what it seems to be in the moment. On a personal note, I have volunteered with our awardee on several occasions and have seen her bring many smiles to many children in many places. Today, those many smiles will be reflected in her own. I'm going to miss her dearly as she moves on this year to do a master's in public health at the University of South Florida in Tampa, where she wants to further her community service learning by concentrating on global health practice. Please help me put a big smile on the face of our 2014 Outstanding Community Servant, Kate LeGrand. There you go. Deserve that.
The University of New England has committed to offering unusual opportunities to undergraduate students to work closely with faculty and conduct research in a wide variety of disciplines in the sciences and in the arts. The next awards honor the most accomplished students in their research activities in their chosen disciplines: natural science, medicine and public health, social sciences and humanities, and the creative and fine arts. I would now like to invite Dr. Ed Bilski, Vice President for Research and Scholarship, to come to the podium and present these undergraduate research and scholarship awards.
Thank you, Cynthia, and thank you, the organizers, for allowing the Research and Scholarship Office to present these awards. This is one of my favorite events. I'm always amazed, humbled, and inspired by the students and their accomplishments in all aspects of the university life. The scholars, the researchers, along with the athletes, the people who provide community service, and the academic performers. It is really, truly humbling. With that, I want to make a special plug for our Rising Tide magazine, because it is this symbiosis or synergy between the faculty, who are the mentors and the people who provide the opportunities for these students and the students themselves, and together really culminates in some amazing projects that are disseminated not just at the regional and national stage, but internationally as well. This is available as a free download on the Research and Scholarship website, and if you would like a hard copy, I'm happy to provide one through the Research and Scholarship Office. With that, I'd like to introduce Teresa Javodzinski. She's going to present the first award in the natural sciences.
I'm just going to talk next to it. I'd like to call Crystal Mannion to the stage, please. Crystal is a junior who is double majoring in animal behavior and marine science. She has been working with me in my lab since she arrived her freshman year. She started with a project where she made female fish watch male fish on TV. Yes, that is actual research. It was published in the journal Behavioral Ecology. Her second publication is currently in press at the journal Ethology. She has another manuscript that is currently under review, also at the journal Behavioral Ecology, and she's working on her fourth study now as a junior. I have no idea what she's going to be doing next year, but I'm only guessing that it's going to be on the same track. We've been talking about solving the mystery of how to create a one-way mirror in a fish tank. So I think that's what she's going to spend her summer thinking about. In addition to her many publications, Crystal has also presented her research on campus at a variety of research symposiums, including this Friday. She'll have a poster there. And she's going to an international conference this summer in New York City, where she will be presenting on the work that was just published in Ethology. In addition to doing research herself, Crystal serves as my lab manager, helping to train junior members. I think she has a secret plot to populate the lab with individuals from her high school, because one of my current freshmen is from the same high school as her. After graduation, Crystal will go to graduate school, working with some sort of marine critter, potentially with some sort of conservation effort. Thank you for all of your help in the lab and for being such a great research rock star and having excellent taste in music so that there's always something good on in the lab when I walk in. It's my pleasure.
Congratulations, Crystal. Very well deserved. I'm going to call up Dr. Laura Carlson, who's going to present the next award in medicine and public health. Laura?
Thank you, Dr. Bilski. I am loving this because if any of you are a parent, a teacher, a coach, or have mentored in some way, this is my opportunity to stand here and say to a student, I told you so. Would Miss Kara Fowler please come to the stage? Miss Kara Fowler has completed a research project regarding cold exposure on neuromuscular function. Uniquely, she didn't just complete it here in Maine, but in Iceland, over at the, ready for it, Eyjafjallajökull Glacier. And we had a successful data collection. And the reason I'm going to say I told you so, and why I asked if you guys have ever mentored before, is my job as the research advisor was basically to just keep reminding her, yes, you can. So Kara, when she applied for a research grant for the American College of Sports Medicine New England chapter, do you think I should apply? Do you think I'll get it? And my job was really easy. Yes, you can. And she was awarded that last November. She submitted an abstract to present at a regional sports medicine meeting. Do you think I can? Yes, you can. She submitted an abstract for a national American College of Sports Medicine meeting, which was accepted. Her abstract was published and is published in the journal Medicine and Science and Sport and Exercise. It comes out this May in 2014. Yes, you can, Kara. We're going to Orlando in a couple weeks where she'll present that data. Yes, she can. So again, that's all I do as the research advisor. Kara really has been fabulous with this work. And as I stand here to present her this real research award today, it's just kind of hitting me. And those of you who know me know I get emotional. And I just realized she's leaving in a couple weeks. And I just want to say, Kara, I am truly honored to have worked with you for the last 18 months. Thank you. I know.
Another heartfelt congratulations. Our last presenter is Dr. David Smith. He's going to be presenting the Humanities and Creative and Fine Arts Award.
Oh, this is a treat. You want to come up here? Here she comes. So I first met Ioana when she was a freshman. She attended my introductory philosophy class, and she would sit right near the front and listen to the lecture with almost unbearable intensity. It was a little bit scary sometimes. And I think it must have been around a year later, maybe a little more. She came up to the philosophy department and asked me if I'd do a directed study with her. I said, sure. As it happened, I had received an invitation from the prestigious journal Common Knowledge, a journal with people like Amartya Sen, Natalie Zeman Davis, Anthony Appia, Jasper Johns, and other schmucks like that on their editorial board. And I thought, okay, we can kill two birds with one stone. I'll propose an independent study which would in fact make use of Ioana as a research assistant. Well, Ioana did far more than be a research assistant. She was a genuine co-author. Her contribution was sterling, and consequently, later this year, the paper will be published in the journal Common Knowledge under both of our names. She just did a really tremendous job. But that's not the end of the story. After all that, she came back and she said, David, no, she probably called me Professor Smith, anything else you need help on? Well, as it happened, I'd been invited by a man named Hans Wolf. No, sorry, Wolf Hund. He's got a funny name. Wolf Dog. And the wonderful political philosopher Charles Mills to submit a paper to a German publication called the Racism Analysis Yearbook. And I thought, okay, David, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And now she was helping me work on that. And I want to emphasize, this is not for credit. This is out of sheer intellectual passion. So this extraordinary woman amply deserves the award she is now receiving.
Again, congratulations to all of the award winners. All the nominees, we have certificates for you up here at the end of the program as well. Congratulations.
Ioana's parents are watching from Romania, so we thank you for joining us and celebrating. And it's always a great pleasure because this is the second child who has graced our presence at the University of New England. So welcome. I would like to now introduce Dr. James Sulikowski to the podium to present the Graduate Student Award for Excellence in Research.
All right, so I'd call Ryan up to the podium, but I sent him up to Canada to crunch some numbers for his master's research. So instead, why don't Carolyn, Joe, and Lise come up, members of my lab, to help him accept the award. So it gives me great satisfaction that Ryan received this because I've known him for almost 6 years. And it's amazing to see a student sort of mature from someone who's interested in research to one that's leading research experiments in the lab and in the field. Motivated, dependable, responsible. Those are all great sort of ways to describe Ryan, but he's got that leadership intangible that's been amazing. I've sent him out on George's Bank on 7 10-day research trips and 20-foot seas, so I didn't have to go. And he's done an amazing job of being that lead scientist on 100-foot research vessels and bringing that experience back to the lab and being able to share it with undergraduates who he's mentoring along the way. So we're going to Photoshop him in, just so you know. But here we go.
Nominees for the Student Leader Award all demonstrate a commitment to excellence that results in positive change in the university community. They possess a balanced collegiate lifestyle and serve as role models. Now I ask Leah Robichaud, Director of the Campus Center and Student Involvement, to come to the podium to present the Student Leader Award.
Would Samantha DeMellum please join me on stage? Sam has demonstrated a strong commitment to the university since the very beginning of her college career, when she participated as a new student in our Trailblazer in the Community orientation program. Her involvement with orientation continued when she was an orientation leader, then as an orientation advisor. As an orientation advisor, she worked all year planning January, summer, transfer, and fall orientations, and she was instrumental in the recruitment and selection and training of over 50 orientation leaders. As president of the undergraduate student government, she chaired the executive council and oversaw the running of the entire government. She helped lead the government through the Tobacco-Free Campus Initiative, the allocation of over $600,000 to clubs and organizations. She supported her senators in the creation of the To-Go Cup program, as well as a global survey initiative that has led to the creation of a medical Spanish course and a sign language course for the 2014-15 academic year. She designed and facilitated a trip with 3 of her senators to Morocco over spring break. As a leader scholar for the 2013-14 academic year, Sam and her fellow leader scholars coordinated a weekly leadership series for the sophomore scholars, designed and facilitated a weekend leadership retreat, and facilitated a mentor training program. She has also taken her leadership skills internationally. Through her Immune Club, she traveled on a 10-day medical mission to Ecuador in 2011 and Guatemala in 2012. She traveled to the Dominican Republic on an English teaching mission in 2012 with her Rotaract Club, and also went on another 2-week medical mission to Peru with her global citizenship course. In addition to her success as a student leader, she has been successful academically, having made the Dean's List every semester for the past 4 years. It is safe to say that she has embraced the many opportunities UNE has to offer, and she has truly made a great impact on our community and those that have had the opportunity to work with her. It is with great honor that I present Samantha DeMellum with the Student Leader Award.
We now move to the part of the program where we recognize academic excellence for students in their years. We have two awards to present tonight, and I'd like to remind everybody that we made the presentation for Megan Perry, who we hope is snug in her bed now in Tangier, ready for tomorrow's classes. The Academic Excellence Awards honor students who have demonstrated a balanced commitment to their collegiate experience through involvement in leadership and service. And we will present now the award for the Junior Academic Excellence Award. I'd like to ask everyone who's been nominated for this to please stand because each one is extraordinary. My many congratulations to all the juniors who have been nominated for this award. And now I'd like to welcome Dr. Ali Amida to the podium to make tonight's award.
I would like to say something about the parents who sent us two outstanding students to UNE. On behalf of UNE, I would like to salute the parents of Anda and Iwana, two outstanding students to UNE. I think Anda is probably around here. I saw her earlier. She is now pursuing graduate studies at Dartmouth College, I believe. And her sister, Iwana, who didn't get any award tonight, is really the brilliant, hardworking leader who is this year's recipient of the Outstanding Junior Award of 2014. So, Iwana, please come and join me. As she walking to the stage here, Iwana, as you know, she is a poli-sci major and has a minor in philosophy, and Dr. Smith introduced her and her accomplishment in the field of philosophy. But as far as the academic excellence, I think we heard quite a bit about Iwana as a junior. What are we gonna do when she's a senior? We will see. Just wanna add a few things to what being said already. Iwana is a natural leader, hardworking, and I wish that she would sleep a little bit more, but that's a different question. Just examples to share with you about her leadership abilities. She is the president of our Poli-Sci Students Club, Peoples of Politics. She also just returned from Model UN visit to New York City, and she was a leader of her class. She is also leading many activities like trial advocacy and many activities within our own program. This is not a very normal student. This is hardworking, strong student whose abilities are all over campus. And I'm not surprised she's shining because she is that good and could be outstanding junior in any first-rate school. It's with great pleasure I present this year award for the most outstanding junior to Iwana Banatia. I just promised her to do one thing, and I know it's gonna be really, I promise if she wins this award, I'll dance, and I'll just do this dance.
Congratulations, and I hope that Iwana's parents are watching from Romania. We're so thrilled for her and so glad that you sent her and her sister to us. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight and waiting until this moment where we present our final and highest distinction and award for this evening. The Jacques Downs Award is presented to the Outstanding Senior of the Year, who has excelled in both academic accomplishment and citizenship. The individuals who have received the Jacques Downs Award in the past have gone on to remarkable success, as I know tonight's winner will as well. I'd like to ask all nominees for the Jacques Downs Award to please stand, as they deserve our most hearty congratulations. Look around you, everyone. You're seeing the leaders of our next, of the coming years and generations. These are extraordinary young people. And it's my pleasure to welcome Professor Alex Campbell, Chair of the Department of Society, Culture, and Languages, to the podium to make this most important award. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. Thanks. Hello again. Okay. So it's such an amazing honor to be able to present this year's Jacques Downs Award for Outstanding Senior Student. This year's winner is the kind of student that embodies a liberal arts education, a student whose academic accomplishments straddle the social and natural sciences, a student who embraces global education by embarking on medical missions to Guatemala and Ecuador, a student that excels in leadership on campus, who makes a difference because of her engagement, dedication, and passion. I'm just so happy to be able to present this award to the brilliant Cecile French. Coming to UNE to pursue a medical biology degree on a journey to become a physician, CC, by exploring other disciplines, including the humanities and social sciences, discovered another way to view the world, and specifically another way to view health. And thus she became a double major, not only combining but integrating her passion for the hard sciences and the sociological perspective and concepts that her sociology degree has afforded. For CC, this means pursuing her interests in public health, as I've already mentioned. I've already enumerated CC's academic credentials this evening, and I want to conclude by highlighting some of her many other wonderful qualities. For example, at first, CC can seem a little serious, who perhaps has an unsurpassed work ethic and such perseverance, it's hard to imagine anybody with more. But this betrays a brilliant sense of humor, sometimes rather dry, who is highly likable and affable. Her culinary talents are also remarkable, as is her talent for art, and I just discovered this yesterday when I saw a photograph of one of CC's paintings. Indeed, CC is a poster child, or rather woman, of liberal learning, a wonderfully well-rounded, bright, enthusiastic student who will go on to do great and phenomenal things, not only in terms of her future career, but also as a global citizen, and as a person who has all the potential and knowledge to build a good and fulfilling life. Congratulations, Cece. Oh, here we go. Wait there, I forgot to do this. Sorry. There we go. Thanks, Cece.
What a celebration of talent, of passion, and also intention. And thank you all for the wonderful opportunity to honor you and to join together to celebrate the wonderful work of our faculty and staff in concert with you, our students who have really shown us your passion in and outside of the classroom. Thank you. I would ask this time for you to join me in thanking 3 people on my office team who made this celebration come together with such majesty. And so Lindsay Pylon is really the grand dame of this event. Sue Ann Johnson, right there, is also part of the team. And Diane Bodwin, who has been the master of the PowerPoint. thank you to everyone who made nominations for your passion to ensure that we celebrate with great love and absolutely exuberance. So tonight, too, we are taping this, and we will have a list up on the website very soon of all the recipients for tonight's awards, as well as the You Lead. Thank you for joining in this celebration. I hope that each of you has a wonderful end to the semester or an end to your time right now at UNE. We hope you'll stay connected as you move in your life. And for those of you who will be returning, we look forward to great things next year. Thanks so much.